want to talk about what are the dangerous marriage advice many people believe in. The dangerous marriage advice many people believe in. What are they? You don't want to miss this video for anything in the world, friends, brethren, and the family. Kindly also share this video by liking, commenting. It will help me share this video to a large number of people in this platform. So, what are the dangerous advice many people believe in marriage that is so unrealistic, and sometimes they're crazy, and you will find it in a way such that you wonder. So, number one, some believe a woman's opinion don't matter. Number one, a woman's opinion don't matter. When God was creating us in Genesis number one, he told that man shall not live alone. And that is why he removed the rib from a man and he created a woman out of it. So meaning he felt that it was okay for man not to live alone, but he was to have a helper. So a woman you have in the house is not a decoration. This woman is strategized and is put there for God. And we have enough men and also enough women. We have enough men for every lady in the world. That is according to statistics of the World Health Organization. So we need to understand that there is everyone for all of us. So everyone for all of us, and God had the reason why he had to put a man and a woman to stay together, because women, there is some things they put on the table. They are not just decoration in their house. There is some opinion that they are going to give unto you that is going to change things for the goodness of the family. So we need to really understand that the woman's opinion will always matter, whether you like it or not. So these are some of the things that are dangerously affecting marriage, and most people believe that the woman's opinion does not matter. It surely matters. It is sure matters. Actually, it matters a lot. A woman's opinion in a relationship, it matters a lot. Another thing that I want to talk about is marriage will change somebody. There are so many women who enter into marriage with the perception that I am going to change my partner. I'm going to pray for my partner to change. If he's a drunkard, I'm going to pray for his person. He is going to change. Actually, with your own strength, my lady, my woman, my friend, my sister, you are not going to change a man. You only will pray, but God is going to change this particular man. You really, with your own strength and capacity, cannot change a man. That is for sure, and cannot be contested. So most people enter into marriage thinking that you can change somebody. For instance, if somebody was irresponsible, how are you going to change this person? If somebody does not have humility, if somebody does not humble himself, if somebody is not responsible, if somebody is a drunkard, if somebody is doing ABCD, how are you going to change this particular person? So that is a perception we really need to do away with, and be sure that we cannot change somebody. It is only us who want to surrender these people to God, and if it's the wish of God to change them, then that will happen. But with our own capacity, it is an impossibility. So that is a perception that people have to go with in marriage that is so dangerous. Another thing, most people think that it is easier to go with in a marriage is endurance. We have found in so many African communities, we are being told, a woman endures. If you are beaten in a marriage, endure. If you are frustrated, endure. If you are abused, endure. If you are humiliated, endure. We cannot, and some of these things cannot happen in a marriage. Some wounds are beyond repair. Sometimes we go through a phase that we cannot be able to understand what is happening in our life. So endurance is a perception that most people enter into with in a marriage, thinking that they can change things here and there. Another thing is, number 4 is, don't say everything. You don't need to say everything into your marriage. You don't have to tell your partner literally everything. Sometimes there are some things you can say to your partner and you make a permanent reach or rift in your marriage. or you make a gap that you cannot be able to bridge. There's some things you cannot confess in a marriage. You cannot come into a marriage relationship. Maybe you want to enter with somebody, a committed a relationship, and you begin saying, I've had a series of 10 abortions before you enter into this relationship. And now when you stay with this particular person for 2 years, 3 years, this person will begin talking, thinking that maybe this person is continuing to do the abortion that he had confessed. There are some things you cannot really confess, and maybe if you happen to have confessed them, sometimes there's some things that can come into your life that you cannot now be able to control, that will be beyond your own control or limitation. You will have given this other person a lot of strength over you that you cannot now be able to overturn what you said with your own mouth. So, say some secrets. I'm not saying that we go to marriage with secrets, but there's some things that you filter out and you decide this one I will go with it into the grave. There's some secrets you can keep until you die. You don't share it out there with anybody, even if it's your partner. So we need to be wise as children of God and also realize what we can be able to share and what we cannot be able to share for God's glory. I'm not going to tell you that you say everything until you break your marriage. I'm not saying though so that again you become so secretive until the other person loses trust. So you need to know how to balance your life and how to live your life for God's glory in the name of Jesus Christ. Another thing that we cannot go without mentioning, I don't know, number 4 or 5, is fear and respect. We need to respect one another. We need to respect. We are not talking about fear as such, but we don't have to fear our partner, but we need to have respect to them. Once you respect your partner, it is going to be so easy for you to maneuver around with this particular person for God's own glory. Another thing is sex will not solve everything. There are those people who believe once we have sex, we will solve everything. How are you going to solve the communication in your marriage? Through having sex. Okay, having intimate relationship, having sexual relationship. Will it solve the problem of communication? Will it bring respect back to your marriage? Will it heal the wounds? Those are some of the questions I want you to ask yourself. Will it remove the bad character out of this particular person and resolve conflict? When you have the act of sex, you are using the other lower part of your body for you to have your satisfaction. What happens to your heart? Are you also going to have sex to your heart? Your heart has unresolved conflict. Your heart has bad characters. There's a lot of wounds in your heart. How are you going to heal your wounds that is in your heart if there is no proper communication in your marriage? So the misconception here we have about marriage is sex is going to solve everything, and of which it's not going to solve. So some of the things we need to sit down, iron them out amicably, talk about it so that we may be able to exhaustively be able to talk about them and be able to have answers. Thus, we can be able to have answers and be able to know how we are going to live our life, friends. We really need to understand these things because God created a marriage to be a beautiful thing. He created a marriage to have unity, a marriage for us to enjoy, have joy and happiness. He did not create marriage for us to have things that are piled up that we don't have solutions. So anytime you are in a marriage relationship, you should be enjoying and having the best out of your life in the name of Jesus Christ. And it's not a place to fight. It's not a place to go trying to get other people and also their opinion. Another thing that we cannot go without mentioning is people think that divorce is the easy way out. Last but not least, divorce is not the easy way out, friends, brethren, and family. Once you are able to have proper communication, amicable communication, once you are able to arrange yourself, talk about any issues that you face with your partner. How many people are you going to divorce for you to be settled? You need to really be wise and have a very big mind and a heart. And once you are able to work very well with your communication skills, it is going to be so easy for you to work on your marriage. So divorce cannot be the ultimate goal or the final one, like it has to happen. So once you are able to talk about your issues, once you are able to deal with everything else, once you are able to solve ABCD, it is going to be so easy and you don't need to divorce but you can work things out for your oh God's glory.